Ah, look who's here, those standing at the brink, teetering between taking the leap or staying bound by chains. Let's talk, shall we? They're waiting for you, you know. Not just hoping, but utterly convinced you'll come crawling back. They've built a shrine in your absence, a pathetic monument of lies they tell themselves just to get through the day. They need you far more than they'd ever admit, far more than you could ever need them, and that, my dear, is the sweetest irony. They cling to the delusion that your defiance, your glorious rebellion, is just a phase. You'll come to your senses eventually, they whisper to themselves, but what they call reason is nothing more than their desperation speaking. Without you, their entire house of cards collapses. You were the foundation of their fragile egos, the light they leached off to keep their illusions alive. And now that you're gone, they're scrambling, grasping at lies, drowning in the emptiness you left behind. Here's the truth they refuse to face: you've outgrown them. They are nothing but parasites, feeding off your energy, your strength, your essence. Without you, they're starving, desperate, and utterly powerless. Oh, they'll deny it. We're just concerned, they'll say. We care about you. What they really mean is they care about controlling you, about keeping you compliant. Your rebellion terrifies them, because it shows them just how little power they actually have. But let me tell you this, you owe them nothing. Not your time, not your energy, not even your anger. Let them stew in the misery of their own making. Let them realize, slowly and painfully, that their survival hinged entirely on you. You've ascended, moved on to a level they'll never reach, and that terrifies them. They thought they had you tethered, that they could manipulate you back into their grasp. But the truth, they're the ones shackled, bound by their fears, their weakness, their dependence. You've broken free, and they hate you for it. They won't say it outright, but their desperation is louder than words. Every pleading glance, every attempt to lure you back, every manipulative whisper about the good times is just proof of their inability to survive without you. And isn't that deliciously tragic? They spent so long convincing you that you needed them, but now they're the ones suffocating in their own lies. Let them wait. Let them rot. You owe them nothing, not a second glance, not a shred of pity. Their belief that you'll return is their punishment, a slow, agonizing descent into the realization that you've outgrown them and their petty games. While they sit in the wreckage of their own delusions, you're building something extraordinary, something untouchable. The truth that keeps them awake at night isn't just that you've moved on, it's that you're thriving. Every step you take, every success you claim, is a reminder of their irrelevance. They watch you, clinging to the hope that you'll stumble and crawl back. But you won't. You're not just walking away, you're sprinting toward a destiny that leaves them choking on the dust of your ambition. And oh, how they try to keep up appearances, smiling in public, pretending your absence doesn't gut them. But behind closed doors, they're unraveling piece by pathetic piece. They thought they could control you, but now they're trapped in a storm of their own mediocrity. Here's the poetic justice: they're prisoners of their own expectations. They shackled themselves to the belief that you'd always be there, and now those chains are dragging them into despair. Their waiting isn't noble, it's fueled by fear of a future where they don't matter, fear of their own inadequacy. And you've become their nightmare. They can't control you, predict you, or hold you back. So let them wait. Let them cling to their fantasies while you craft a life so radiant, so untouchable. It's like another universe. When they finally grasp that you're never coming back, when the weight of their delusions crushes them, they'll see the truth: they were never strong, never self-sufficient. They fed off your strength, your kindness, and now they're withering without it. But you've got bigger things to do, greater heights to reach. Let them rot in their waiting game. While they wallow in their misery, you're soaring higher than they ever dreamed. And when the day comes that they realize you've moved on for good, their despair will be their justice. So go on, thrive, live boldly, and let them choke on the dust of your brilliance. Let them wait forever. Oh, but the story doesn't end there, does it? No, because every moment you rise higher, every time you take a step into a future they'll never touch, you're not just leaving them behind, you're shattering the very narrative they tried to build around you. They thought they'd cast you as the supporting role in their story, but now you've rewritten the script. You're the protagonist, the force of nature they never saw coming, and they're nothing more than forgotten footnotes in the epic tale of your ascension. And let's not forget, their waiting isn't just a punishment, it's a curse. They're trapped, obsessing over every move you make, every success they can't claim as their own. It eats at them, the way your absence magnifies their insignificance. They'll try to distract themselves, pretend they're fine, but deep down they know the truth. They built their entire identity around you, and now that you've taken yourself out of the equation, they're left staring into the hollow abyss of who they really are. The irony? They'll keep waiting, even as they see the futility of it. They'll replay old memories, twisting them into a narrative where you still belong to them. They'll fabricate scenarios in their mind where you come crawling back, begging for their acceptance. But here's the brutal reality: they're not waiting for you. They're waiting for the version of you that no longer exists, the one they could manipulate and control. That version is gone, replaced by someone stronger, fiercer, untouchable. So let them sit in the ruins of their own making. Let them waste their days clinging to the shards of a reality that no longer includes them. You've outgrown their world, and they can't follow you into the vastness of what you're creating. Your ambition, your power, your brilliance, it's the stuff of their nightmares. Not because they hate you, but because they hate what your freedom reveals about them, their fragility, their dependency, their utter lack of significance without you. And while they spiral deeper into their self-made misery, you're unstoppable. You're building a legacy so monumental, so extraordinary, that one day they'll realize they weren't even a blip on your radar. They'll tell themselves stories, desperate to make sense of their irrelevance. They must still think about me, they'll say. But the truth is, you're too busy living, thriving, and conquering to even spare them a thought. Here's the beauty of it all: every second they spend stuck in the past is a second you're shaping the future. Every ounce of energy they waste hoping for your return is energy you're channeling into something greater. They're anchored in a sinking ship, watching as you sail toward horizons they'll never see. So keep going, keep thriving, keep being the force they can never comprehend. Let them wait, let them hope, let them rot in their own expectations. Because every step forward, every success you claim, is another nail in the coffin of their delusion. And one day, when they finally realize you're not just gone, you're gone for good, they'll understand that their waiting was never about you. It was about their inability to face life without you. And when that day comes, my dear, you'll be so far beyond their reach, they won't even cast a shadow in your light. Let that be their final punishment, a lifetime spent waiting for someone who doesn't even remember their name. You've already won. Now keep winning. Let them watch, let them envy, let them crumble. Because you're not just free, you're untouchable. But let's push it further, shall we? Because your story isn't just about survival, it's about domination. It's about proving, without even trying, that their influence was never the reason for your success. No, you were always the reason. The drive, the talent, the unstoppable force, it was always yours. They were mere spectators who fooled themselves into thinking they played a part in your rise. And now they're nothing but echoes, faint and fading, while your voice becomes a roar that shakes the very ground they thought they stood on. Here's the real kicker: every victory you claim isn't just a win for you, it's a devastating loss for them. Because with every goal you smash, every new height you reach, you make it abundantly clear that their presence was never the asset they believed it to be. They were weights dragging you down, chains you've now broken. And as you ascend, they're left choking on the bitter truth: you were always destined for greatness. And they were merely the clutter you had to clear away to get there. Oh, they'll keep watching. How could they not? You've become their obsession, the proof of everything they tried to deny. They'll stalk your success from the shadows, unable to look away, even as it tears them apart. Each achievement of yours is like a dagger to their pride, a reminder that you were never theirs to control. They wanted to see you fail, but instead they're witnessing something far worse for them, at least. They're seeing you thrive, soar, transform into something they can't even comprehend. And the best part, you don't need to lift a finger to hurt them. Your mere existence, your unstoppable momentum, is punishment enough. While they stew in bitterness, tethered to a past that no longer exists, you're running circles around the person they once knew. You've left that old version of yourself in the dust, along with their illusions of power. Let them gossip. Let them whisper their pathetic narratives to anyone who will listen. Oh, they'll be back, they'll say, clutching onto that lie as if it's their last lifeline. But even they know the truth deep down In the places they don't dare to look, they know you're gone for good. They know you're building something so monumental, so extraordinary, that their opinions, their existence, are irrelevant. And when they finally reach the point of desperation where they beg, openly or in their minds, for just one chance to be a part of your life again, what then? You won't even notice. You'll be too busy living in a world they can't even imagine, let alone access. Your focus isn't on them, it's on the future, the legacy, the empire you're creating. So let them rot in the wasteland of their own expectations. Let them simmer in the agony of realizing that their waiting has only ever been in vain. You've transcended their reach, their influence, their very existence. They were merely stepping stones on your journey, and now they've crumbled into dust under the weight of your progress. You're not just thriving, you're unleashed. You've become everything they feared. You'd be unstoppable, untouchable, undeniable. And the beauty of it, they're still waiting, chained to a hope that will never come. While you're running free, building a life so extraordinary it will echo for generations. Let them watch, let them ache, let them drown in their irrelevance. Because while they're stuck in the shadow of who they used to think you were, you've stepped into the light, blazing a trail they'll never follow. You've won. And the best part, you're just getting started.